Hi, my name is Alessio Menconi and welcome in my studio. We are speaking about the guitar players who changed my life, and I think the first and the main jazz guitar player who changed my life was Wes Montgomery, born in Indianapolis in the 1923, and now in 2023 is 100 years birthday of Wes Montgomery. For this I'm doing some concert celebrating Wes Montgomery birthday with my organ trio, playing all Wes Montgomery tunes with my own arrangements. The first time I heard Wes Montgomery, I remember very well because I was maybe 15. I was coming, as many guitar players, young guitar players, from blues and rock, and many people was speaking about Wes Montgomery. First of all, my father, because my father was a musician, and he told me all the time, you have to listen to Wes Montgomery. He's the most important guitar player. His sound was so nice, so warm. So he gave me a record, and I remember very well because it was the first time, and the record was this, 1959, October 5, 6. Melvin Ryan on organ and Paul Parker. Melvin Ryan was the organ player who played all the time with Wes Montgomery. They recorded 4 records: New Dynamic Sound, Portrait of Wes, Boss Guitar with organ, Melvin Ryan, who played always with Wes, and Paul Parker on drums. They recorded in New York, October 5 and 6, 1959. A funny story you can read in the back about Kenny Barrell, who gave the amplifier, a Fender Twin maybe, to Wes Montgomery to record this vinyl. And so the first time I heard this was like a light in the dark, because the first song of this is Around Midnight. I never heard Wes Montgomery, and I never heard before a guitar trio with the organ. So the organ was new for me, because I heard just organ in the rock situation like Emerson, Lake and Palmer or Deep Purple. The first was Around Midnight. So for me it was a so amazing surprise to listen to this sound. I can't understand at the time what was happening, speaking about music, but I was feeling a so warm sound, so I wanted to listen every day this record, and I wanted to discover all records about Wes Montgomery, and to start to study jazz music for this sound. Then I discovered that Wes Montgomery played with the thumb, and the legend said because he was he had another job before to have a full-time musician job. So when he studied late in the evening, he didn't was to disturb the neighbors. Maybe his wife, probably child. So he started to play with thumb, because the sound is if you play with the pick, it's different. With the thumb you can play softly and warmer. And he never played with the pick. So of course he studied with very different fingerings, because if you play with thumb, you cannot do some arpeggio, for example, in this way. But you have to change fingering. So he started to play very horizontally, and the sound changed. The sound is very, very beautiful, with a lot of sliding, and using just three fingers for single notes, and four fingers for chords and octaves. And he was playing, sit down in the chair, this position with the guitar. And this is the sound of Wes, also with the chords. Very nice. Then I discovered the other records of Wes Montgomery, another one that I love, and maybe is the record with the best sound of Wes Montgomery, is Boss Guitar. Melvin Ryan on organ, in this case there is Jimmy Cobb on drums, and this is the records. Very nice is Besame Mucho in waltz version. Unbelievable. And in this record he plays some fast. It's incredible as he plays with the staccato with the thumbs. So I was crazy with this record, Boss Guitar, a new dynamic sound, and also another very important record that I love is Moving Wes, because he played with the orchestra, many records with orchestra. Moving Wes is this record I show you with some very beautiful songs, not only jazz, but because he started to play also pop song. I mean pop of the 60s, so Beatles, Bacharach, some bossa nova, and he played a lot with octaves, with this kind of technique. He is very famous also for this. And here we have a Caravan, we have a wonderful version of Senza Fine, Italian song. And then here there is an amazing block chord solo of this bossa nova, Mossa Floor, and the block chord solo is really unbelievable. Very, very nice. And I think he was playing here an L5, because this is an L5, was the main Gibson Wes Montgomery played. He played with 175 with P19 pickups in another very important record. It's the incredible jazz guitar with piano quartet, Tommy Flanagan. Unbelievable record with the West Coast Blues, very famous composition by Wes Montgomery. Then he played different kind of Gibson, but the L5 was the most important guitar. And in this record, Moving Wes, he played the version of L5 with the Florentine cutaway. And the sound is a little bit different, more, dark. Probably he used to cut the tone like this. Very, very nice. Then, as I told you, Wes Montgomery made a lot of records with pop song. For example, there is a record and the name is A Day in the Life, and because he played the Beatles tune A Day in the Life in an amazing and original way. The rhythm approach of Wes is unbelievable. A lot of ghost notes. He played a lot Latin rock, bossa nova in other records. He played many kind of music, not only jazz standard. And you can listen a lot of Wes Montgomery in many important guitar players. Pat Martino, George Benson, Pat Metheny. So Wes Montgomery, I think, is the most important jazz guitar player, and is absolutely my favorite. When I was young and I studied transcribing a lot of solos, 80% of my time was dedicated to Wes Montgomery techniques and everything, and was difficult because there wasn't internet, so I never saw Wes Montgomery. I never watched a video with Wes Montgomery. Nobody cannot say me his techniques, his approach. The first time I met George Benson when I was I think 21, 22, and we played a little bit in the backstage, and he's the first explain me the techniques of Wes Montgomery using the thumb. He told me about the position of right hand this way and not this. It's very important because the sound is different, is more. This is thin, this is more big, and also for the techniques, because in this way you can use also the upstroke. So I spent a lot of hours studying Wes Montgomery solos, and years ago I bought this L5, and I think it's 1969. The sound is very sweet, very beautiful. There are other very important records about Wes Montgomery. Smoking at Half Note is very nice, very important record live with Wynton Kelly. He played sometimes with the same musician of Miles Davis at that time, Wynton Kelly on piano, Paul Chambers on bass, and Jimmy Cobb on drums. Also Full House is a wonderful record, and Full House was with this musician plus Johnny Griffin on sax. This is another live record in California, very important and very beautiful record, and his sound is really dry without reverb, probably for the situation. The amplifier wasn't with the reverb, so the sound was this. Then other records very nice with the pop song. This is another one I heard many times. Is called Road Song. Road Song is a Wes Montgomery composition. Is this? One of the most famous road song in the West Coast blues. The Incredible Jazz Guitar is a very important quartet record with a lot of standard. I Ragin' by Sonny Rollins. The Natural Blues is a Wes Montgomery composition. Polka Dots and Moonbeams, a ballad. 4 on 6 is another very famous Wes Montgomery composition, and the same is West Coast Blues. Very nice. A lot of people, a lot of jazz musicians play West Coast Blues. And he played a very beautiful solo, starting with the single notes and then with block chords. No? Okay, friends, thank you very much. You can follow me in my Facebook page, facebook.com/Alessio Menconi, YouTube channel, youtube.com/Management Menconi, and I have a website with all my video lessons, video courses and methods, is Alessio Menconi, guitarinstitute.com. Thank you.